This is Julie Murphy with Arizona Farm Bureau, and we're in Kingman, Arizona, and we're at the Mojave County Extension, and I'm here with Andrew Brischke. Andrew Brischke, who is the director for the Mojave County Cooperative Extension with the University of Arizona. So we've been traveling all over the state. Our drive up here was uneventful, which is always good.
It's good.
And you are our fifth kind of extension director interview. And Joel and I are seeing a lot of the country and having a ball doing this. So Andrew, I really appreciate you joining the fray.
Very good.
And wading into it. So this is a question that I'm asking all of the individuals that represent extension. In your own words, what do you feel is extension?
I think it's helping out your local communities mostly. So we all specialize in different things, right? So we have Ag and Natural Resources, which I'm involved in, and then we have FCHS, Family and Consumer Health Sciences, that kind of helps health in the community. 4-H helps the youth. So we have different pockets and different ways of helping out the community, which I think is quite valuable to every community. Whether it be education or services or whatever the community is looking for, putting together partnerships. I think that's a big advantage that Extension brings to each community, with a certain degree of expertise in all those areas.
That's awesome. So what do you feel Mojave Extension's what you're specializing in? By the way, we're surrounded here by their little garden that they just decided to launch. It's not necessarily a community garden.
No, this was a spinoff of my hydroponic garden that's in the lobby. And we had that running. I ran out of time to keep it up to date. And so the girls in the office took it over. And then they spun out of control with their plants and didn't want to kill any of the seedlings. So that's how this came about too. But it's a very successful garden. Anyways, forgot the question. Can you ask that?
Yeah. So I have noticed that every county kind of specializes in one area. You feel like it's maybe your core competency, or what's unique, or what makes Mojave County Extension special?
That's tough to say because I think we do most things really good here, right? So I'm in range and livestock, and I actually cover Mojave, Coconino, and Yavapai County. I'm getting out of Yavapai County, but I covered that whole area.
Oh, wow.
And so that was my expertise, and we've gone through some highs and lows in other counties with range and livestock, but I think we've turned a corner in some areas where we've really helped that community there. FCHS, we have Bree here, who's our FCHS agent, and she's food sanitarian. So she gets called throughout the state to do a lot of food safety things. So that's a big expertise here. We got our commercial kitchen. She's doing a food safety class right now. So has a lot of expertise in food safety. And then our 4-H program is really thriving, I think. So
in all of the areas that are typically part of what Extension does, it sounds like Mojave County Extension is being very robust in all of them. That's kind of neat. And then you
robust, but spread out. Yeah, stretched thin.
One of the bites I get with several of the extensions is that you're a little bit stretched thin, and sometimes have to wear more than one hat, which Arizona Farm Bureau can relate to that too. But God bless you and hang in there. But one of the other things that I got a vibe on is you guys have fun with hydroponics, and you're displaying in your lobby more than one type of hydroponics, right?
Yeah. So if we're going back kind of the first question, what makes Extension unique or fun, is as agents, we kind of get the latitude to kind of explore something. And I actually had a rangeland monitoring person that was more of a grower. And so she taught me about hydroponics, and then I got really interested in it. And then what I decided to do was try to find a way to make hydroponics accessible to everybody, right? And so that's what that demonstration hydroponics garden is. It's really a way to show, one, how you can DIY it a little bit with local materials. It's not as scary as it seems, right? Because when you jump into something new, they can seem pretty scary. And just how accessible it is with a couple pumps and bins and all that. You can have your home garden or hydroponic garden, and it's been quite successful. Had a master gardener who's since passed away, but she got into it after she saw that and built another addition onto her house where it's just full of hydroponics, and and she really enjoyed it, and so I'm trying to find a way to expand that hydroponics into an aquaponic display garden in the lobby.
So when you say aqua, then that means you're going to bring fish into it, right?
Bring fish into it.
That is so cool. So I had to drive all the way up to Mojave County to learn that there's more than one hydroponic system. I didn't realize there was, I think on your display case, because I was looking at, there's 6 different ways, 6 to 8 different ways.
Yeah,
and some probably are easier than others.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different methods with it. Somebody's going to call me out on if I get the wrong number, so I'm not going to do that. But some of them are derivatives of a main type of hydroponic system, like the deep water culture and the cracky kind of share the same principles.
There you go. Yeah. And since there may be viewers right now, because we're actually live through the Instagram app.
Yeah.
If anybody's joining us and you've never heard of the word hydroponics, you're basically growing plants without soil. What you're making sure is to add those amendments, minerals, nutrients that every plant needs, and normally they find in the soil. So it's a pretty neat method for growing, and some swear by it, you know?
Yeah, I'm just having fun with it, but there's a lot of commercial hydroponic industries and that kind of thing. I don't know if you've been to Cochise County, but I think I know what it used to be called, but I don't know what it is anymore. But I think they're a big hydroponic facility for tomatoes and cucumbers and all that. Yeah.
So we haven't interviewed Coconino County Extension yet. So
Cochise, sorry, it's in Cochise.
Cochise. Yeah. Go down to Cochise in the opposite direction. We haven't gone there either yet. So, like I said, you're only my 5th interview. So, pausing for station identification. This is Julie and Andrew. Andrew with Mojave County Extension. Myself with Arizona Farm Bureau. And if anybody's joining this live, you have any questions, don't hesitate to post, or at least just give us a thumbs up and let us know you're liking it. Joel, how are we doing it? Have we had anybody join us yet?
We have had people join us.
Oh, yay. Good. No question. Okay, so I want to hear your personal experience. How long have you been with Extension? Tell me your story, Andrew.
Yeah. So I was a terrible student. I didn't even know about Extension growing up or anything like that. Right? I was in 4-H. Wouldn't know it now, but I was a sports kid growing up. I played. I was mostly a rugby player and wrestler in high school, and so I did that mostly. And then got to university. Went to U of A, get my undergrad to play rugby.
Very cool. I love rugby. I love to watch it.
Yeah, and then get an education.
And those guys are tough. I could see you being on the rugby field.
Yeah, that's why I retired. But anyways, I wasn't that great of a student, but I eventually always wanted to be a firefighter, wildland firefighter. So I had friends on the team that talked me into natural resources, took some plants or classes in natural resources and plants classes, really liked that, and then fell into range management and ecology, and so eventually graduated with that after a long period. Kind of did some things with Forest Service, and then a job opportunity came up in Cochise County for range monitoring. So I started that position in 2007 with Cooperative Extension, and then thought it'd be silly with the qualified tuition reduction not to go ahead and get my master's. So I did that over a short 8 to 9 period time, get my master's. And then
did it in bits and pieces, it sounds like.
No, I was full all the way through. I just so I did 2 things. I got a graduate certificate in GIS, and then
cool.
Which took me 3 years because I finished my project, and then didn't back it up, and my backpack got stolen. So all my work when I was about to finish was completely lost.
Oh my god.
So back up your things, folks.
Yeah, back up your things and have it in separate backup storage. Yeah.
Yeah, flash drives get lost. But anyways, then I got my master's degree in rangeland ecology.
Okay.
Through a project I did out of Southeast Arizona.
So you have a double master's.
Yeah, two-time alumnus.
Yeah.
Separated by many years, many more than they should have been, but that's all right.
That's cool. And so, in this whole process, how did Extension come along?
Yep. So I was working for the Forest Service down in Cochise County. I was working for the Douglas Ranger District, and this range monitoring opportunity came up, and I took it with Extension. Stayed in Cochise County under Kim McReynolds there for 2007 to 2016. When this position was available for the Ag and Natural Resource Agent job, I got this position, moved from the small city of St. David up to the big city of Kingman, Arizona, and then so I've been the A&R agent here since 2016. I'm terrible at math, so I'm not going to do the years right off the top of my head. And then in about, can't remember if it's 2020 or 2021, those years seem to blend together quite well. But then I moved into the extension director position.
Way cool. Loving it. What's your take on it? Maybe in comparison to Forest Service, I kind of feel like Extension people get to be a little bit more boots on the ground with the community.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And the nice thing about being Extension in range and not on the Forest Service or BLM side, we have BLM around here, but I work in a big quarter of Arizona, right? So I get all the BLM and Forest Service through there. The nice thing is we're not regulatory, right? We're education. So we kind of deliver the education, and then people can take it or leave it. We hope they take it, obviously, but then it's up to them. But we kind of got some relief that we're not a regulatory agency where we have to actually tell them what to do. So a little bit more freedom there, which is nice.
You know, maybe not every extension, but a lot of the county extensions oftentimes have a special thing that they do, a special event, a festival, a party. 4-H dances.
Yep.
I know that the extension does that too. But you guys have the Tomato Quest.
Yep.
Tell me what the Tomato Quest is.
So Tomato Quest, we just had it a couple weeks ago. And so I can't remember if it's the third or fourth. I think it was the fourth. And so it was just a little festival. One of our master gardeners, maybe it's better if I back up and just kind of explain the genesis of it, right? Yeah. So one of our master gardeners was on a search to find because tomatoes are a big thing in gardening. Everybody wants to have a good tomato. I don't know many gardeners that if they garden, they don't grow tomatoes, right? So she wanted to find, and gardening here in Mojave County is quite, well, all around Arizona is quite difficult because our system is different than the rest of the world almost, right? So her goal was to find the best tomato you could grow in Kingman, right, and give that advice out. And so that's where the quest came from. It's the quest to find the best tomato for Kingman in particular. And so she developed this small festival, kind of has a couple different contests, I'm going to forget them all too, but the best cultivar, the best tasting, one other contest, and then when we finally got our commercial kitchen finished, we added the salsa contest too, so you can wrap in food safety, home gardening. 4-H helps set up and take down, and they hold a booth and to get that youth involved in that. So to me, it's one of the best examples for Mojave County Extension as our team coming together to provide one really successful event, and then also being a partner in the community, we bring in nonprofits to have their own booth. So kind of my rule is, if you're selling anything, I don't want you having a booth there, right? Because go to live events and somebody's always trying to hawk something on you, right? And bring you in. So, and I'm not a big fan of that. So I don't want anybody selling anything. I just want the community partners, nonprofits, to have a space where they can talk about the services they provide, right, to the community, and they don't have to pay anything. They just get their own time to talk to the community about what they provide. So I really like that aspect of it too. So, but it was just a small festival to find the best tomato in Kingman.
That's so cool. And I hear it sounds like it keeps growing, because the previous year it was something like 280, and this year it was just over 300.
Yep.
And for the gardeners, this is probably the place to be. Have you found the quote unquote Kingman tomato?
Yeah, I don't remember which plant it is, but one of these, one of these back here, one of the best tasting, at least. Yeah.
Okay.
And then,
was it the smaller ones?
Yeah,
What?
It's probably one of these.
I asked for permission to try one, and I do think it's the best tasting tomato. Yeah. It might be close to the best tasting tomato I've ever had in my life, but then I could also be exaggerating.
Yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
But it was very, very tasty.
Yeah.
That was so sweet of Jennifer.
Yep.
Tell her thank you.
Will do.
Because I stole the tomato from you guys. So, and you also kind of you told me what inspired the event to look for Wilcox's best tasting tomato. But it's kind of things like that, staying engaged with the community. Nancy, your master gardener,
yep.
She coordinates the event.
Yep.
And what a way to be invested in the community, because every time you're hosting the master gardener classes, I'm sure you're mostly drawing people from Mojave County, maybe the edge of Yavapai County, or
it'd really just be Kingman. Even
it would really just be Kingman.
Yeah,
okay.
Things are very localized.
When you say local, you mean Kingman.
I mean King. Yeah. Okay. We got big counties in Arizona, right? So our next closest town is Bullhead City, and that's 45 minutes away. Not a lot of people. Plus, especially in I'm sure in Phoenix and all that, a lot of things happen in the month of October or April and March, because
it's cooler.
You got 2 months of good weather throughout the whole year where you can be outside and comfortable, right? So we're also competing a lot against a lot of other community events at the same time. But we got live music, and we got contests and all that, so it makes it fun.
That's awesome. Yeah. Again, pausing just to let those that are joining us live, this is Julie Murphy with Arizona Farm Bureau, and I'm interviewing the director of Mojave County Extension, Andrew, and we're just hanging out in their little garden that they've planted. You said some of your team is kind of in charge of it, and we've got some eggplant over here. And then you're planting the marigolds. They're probably battling some of the bugs, so we can be a little organic, right? There's squash and tomatoes.
Yep. So these are a different variety of pepper, actually.
Oh, that's pepper.
Yeah,
and then the eggplant. I thought I saw
it's somewhere over here.
Yeah. Oh, it's back
there. Here it is.
That's right.
Yeah. Yep. That one right there.
Yeah. Well, they're so black, you almost. But these are peppers.
Those are peppers.
And Jennifer did tell me that, so that's good. She had it right.
No, I don't keep them straight either.
Yeah.
So.
And artichoke.
Artichoke.
I love the artichoke plant, and I love artichokes, and I think that's so great that you're growing artichokes.
Yeah, we've got a big okra plant some around here that just keeps going and going and going. But yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I've been asking every one of the directors that I've interviewed, or whoever they've assigned me to interview, what can you identify like one of your most inspiring experiences / stories while you've been working for Extension, whether that be transformatively helping somebody resolve a problem or...
Yeah, got a couple of them. The one I'm thinking of now comes out of a very serious controversy that we just had down in Yavapai County, where like a big thing with Extension and stakeholders and all that is trust, right? As your community has to trust you as an expert, as a community leader, those kind of things. And so we had this issue down in Yavapai County between ranchers and agencies, which is not uncommon, right? And we're often, at least in range and livestock, we're often put in the middle of referee a lot. And so I went down there to help them out, and we looked around this particular ranch and found some issues on this ranch. But I guess the most inspiring thing is, as a self-described expert in range, the rancher kind of saw what I was going through, what I was thinking through science, right? Using applied science to work through these issues, and we found some issues that wasn't adhering to the current day science, and so from that, really everything collapsed there for a bit. But what was kind of nice was this rancher talked about how quickly and how fast trust was gained. I actually didn't know. It was almost overnight. He was like, that guy knows what he's talking about. He's trustworthy, and he is a very influential person in the community. And so word got around very quickly that Cooperative Extension 1 does have expertise, and if you go to the right people, they will help you and do what you're doing. But from that, from me going out there and doing my thing, and him recognizing it and trusting me right away, word got around, and all of a sudden everybody trusts me. And I just didn't think trust was built that fast. But clearly it was. And then I was very busy down in Yavapai County for the next 2 years at least. Still a little bit busy down there too, but kind of inspiring to see how fast you can build trust, but also know how fast trust can
be lost,
right?
So you gotta stay committed to what you've set yourself to. I love the example of the applied science. You saw the challenges / problems. Maybe in that moment, the owner was kind of going to cross his arms and say thanks, but no thanks. 24, 40-hour period, he thinks about it, and he thinks, okay, this guy may have this right. He's got the science. And then the fact of the matter is he can try it out.
Yeah.
And see it. So, and you said that earlier, it's like we can provide the applied research science to you, but you still have the choice to ignore it.
Yeah. It's kind of one of the worst things, and I coach rugby, so I get it all the time too in rugby, but it's kind of like, well, there's two different kind of cliches, right? It's, I'm going to do it this way because my grandfather did this way. Well, that doesn't make it right. No. But if you want to keep going down that path, I'm not going to stop you. So I guess that's a cliche I'll stop with before I get into coaching cliches and turn this into something else.
A coaching says,
yeah.
But you know what? In life, there's a lot of coaching I need and all of us need. So I know I'd be a good recipient of it. You said there was another example. You had a couple examples.
I forgot the question again. What
it was about, like, what experience has inspired you?
The hydroponic one.
Okay.
Right? Like, I don't have a garden at home. I am the master gardener supervisor, but I'm more of a range livestock guy where watering plants isn't my thing. It comes from, the sky. Yeah.
The ranchers.
Yeah. But she piqued my interest. I thought it was a cool technology, and I was like, well, let me learn about this. So I learned about it, fiddled around with a couple different systems. So this is actually my second system. That's why it's the His Majesty's Garden Hydro McGrowface 2. His Majesty's Garden Hydro McGrowface 1 is down in Cochise County, because over COVID, I had the smaller system in there, and I was like, I gotta have a bigger one just because I want more plants in there. So then I built that one. But I built that one, ran out of time to run it once we're coming back from COVID, and so both the 4-H agent and the admin, Jennifer, decided they're tired of waiting on me to get it going, and so they're like, teach us about it, and we'll get it going. And so they started getting into the hydroponics, and it just, how the thing snowballed. So they got plant crazy, didn't even want to thin seedlings, so they thin seedlings, but felt bad about killing them. So now we have to build another garden, so they have places to go with their seedlings. I took the smaller version of Hydro McGrowface down to Cochise County, for my old boss, Kim McReynolds, because she's responsible for my entire career. But that snowballed into her taking over a complete other office for more seedlings. She spiraled out of control too, and now through that you just have a lot of people growing, things snowball into bigger things. Now this is going to snowball hopefully into me getting into aquaponics display garden. So it's kind of, I guess, inspiring to see how those things snowball and just new ideas pop up, and then you have people building extensions onto their homes.
And, you never know. It might end up being King Andrew hydroponic.
It won't go that far. It won't go that far. I mean, I don't even run it as it is. You need to change the name to Her Majesty's Garden with the girls running it.
Well, and Joel and I can both vouch that Jennifer is loving it, because she spent about 20 minutes telling us about it while we were,
waiting on me.
Yeah, when we first got here. So this is another typical question I'm asking of a lot of the directors. Do you have an idea of where you see Mohave County Extension going? Of course, we have to be certain of funding.
Right.
Growth always usually takes the resources, and the biggest and most important resource is typically financing. But any thoughts on your tomorrows or extensions tomorrow?
Yeah. So look into it. And it's kind of more of a question to me of where's the community going, right? Because we have to respond to the community's needs. So right now, we got a lot of farms coming in, a lot of tree and nut farms, where before, say, 2011, we didn't have any upland farming. And so now that's coming in, and I've been trying to get a horticulture agent and one to kind of take over the master gardener. But we also need some expertise for the fruit and nut.
Our fruit and nut
farmers. Yeah. And then there's hay going on down in Southern Mohave County. And so that's my goal. So just in response to those big farms, and they're going to be big farms. I think the plan is to get 650 I believe they're pistachio trees up there in just north of Kingman. So being responsive to that. I'd like to see our kitchen used a little bit more, and so we had plans to start food classes. We ran into an issue with a chef. He had some health issues, but he's kind of recovering from those. And so hopefully in January we can start some cooking classes, teach people how to cook. I love to cook. Just a shout out to me, I did win the salsa contest for the second year in a row. So I like to cook, would really learn more from a chef.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
You can go into your own kitchen and have a chef teach you.
Yeah.
Here at Extension.
Yeah. And so it's to teach the community, right? Like, and it's not just about throwing a bunch of ingredients in a pot, right? It's about techniques and knife skills and doing all that. So we want to incorporate all those skills as a whole educational opportunity, much like Tucson Village Farm does, right? So we want to kind of model after that. So that would be good right here up in Mohave County. 4-H looking to expand that a bit more. So it's mostly a localized area. I'd really like to see us expand that more into Bullhead City and Lake Havasu City. We have to have a different model in there because it's like Phoenix, 120 in the summer, some ungodly temperature that you just can't raise animals in, right? So we have to figure out a different model to get in to the youth over there in Bullhead City and Lake Havasu City. So that's the direction I hope Mohave County continues to go. We're hopefully building more towards that. So, but like you said, a lot depends on funding and those types of directions, and just hiring the right people.
Right.
When we get in.
Sometimes they're the most critical resource, because even if you're tight with your financial resources, if you've got a team that innovates despite limitations.
Oh yeah,
you can still move mountains.
Yeah. I was talking about. Really, I'm talking about funding just for personnel, right? I know research and all that takes funding, but we need an extension to have the people in order to expand our capacity. And to me, you're right. The people are the most important resource.
Yeah.
To do that.
Awesome. So any last minute comments and insights for us? And I think if people are hanging out up
Yeah.
here during the month of October. Don't forget Tomato Quest. You usually do that, what, the second or third weekend in October?
Since we're so new at it, it's probably when the park is open.
Oh, okay.
But in October, yeah. So we're still trying to find a. Hopefully, it becomes a regular week, either the third weekend or whatever.
Right.
But right now, we're just working off of when we can get there, right? Because everybody's competing for that space here. During those, I mean, you get 2 months of nice weather here, right?
Yeah.
So one in the spring, one in the fall.
It feels wonderful right now, and obviously it's not hot enough for our phone to overheat. Normally we can't be outside. Normally it overheats. But Andrew, thank you.
Yep.
This was fun. Learned a lot. I'm excited for Mojave Extension. Excited that you've got somebody like you that's really helping things. And again, I know it takes a team.
Yep.
Good leader that inspires.
No, and I'd like to thank Farm Bureau too, because I saw you guys had a big celebration yesterday.
Yes.
Or the day before, Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't even know what day it is. But yeah, Wednesday I saw you guys had, and Farm Bureau comes up here with the cattle growers and all that. So, and over in Coconino, I know you're big supporters of the fair over there. So thank you, Farm Bureau, for what you guys do for the ag community too.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
We love our county leaders, and we love Extension. We do a lot with you guys. So thanks for joining us. And also, if you only got a snippet of this, we're going to post the whole thing on Arizona Farm Bureau's website, azfb.org. Otherwise, we'll see you on another weekend in one of the other counties celebrating the University of Arizona's extension system that covers the entire state. Thank you.